to the fight with social anxiety. You know, you've got to fight the resistance in your mind and your body, otherwise it will discourage you and it will keep you in defeat. Your thoughts and your emotions are trying to stop you from building your confidence and living your dream. Stop giving in to the pain of disappointment and start fighting back. Don't allow failure to weaken your spirit. Instead, use it as a tempering tool to strengthen your warrior spirit. Overcoming social anxiety and living your dream is a fight. It's no joke for those that are truly hungry to succeed. You need to be motivated every single day. You need to be disciplined every single day. You need to be honest with yourself every single day. Passion will destroy the negativity that's keeping you stuck in your comfort zone right now. When you love working hard, I promise you success will come knocking at your door. Confidence breeds success, and success breeds confidence. This all comes as a consequence of working hard day and night. Once you build enough momentum, the passion that you'll consequently have will overpower your negativity. This is the battle every single day. And this is not just with overcoming social anxiety and shyness. This is with achieving any goal that you want. I would even go as far to say this applies to every single human being, even if they're not interested in what I'm saying and what I'm teaching and the confidence coaching. Every single day is a battle. Every single day you're battling with one thing or another. If it's not the next bill, it's the next problem. If it's not someone that upset you, if it's not a relationship challenge, if it's not things that you need to do, if it's not negative thoughts in your own head. And that's why I keep saying on this channel, and I keep demonstrating through my life, you have to work hard. And a lot of men fail to realize this. This is why they're not happy. This is why they're resentful. This is why they have no purpose, they have no focus. And the questions I get a lot from men and women that come at me, which are great, are, I need to focus more. I don't know why I'm not practicing more of what I'm good at. And I can tell the answer to that. It's because you don't want to fight. You don't want to fight the emotions, because in order to fight these emotions, when you try to become successful, you know what happens? The truth presents itself. And the truth is, there's lots of things about yourself that you don't like. And there's lots of things that you've got to face. And it's very painful. It's very painful for a season. I would say that's an understatement. I'd say it's absolute agony when you've got to face all the insecurities, all the things about yourself that you don't like, all of your little secrets, all the things that you try to block away. And that's why a lot of people procrastinate and they use this fancy word. They don't want to face the truth. I go online and I listen to all these so-called experts saying, oh, procrastination is people don't want to face stress, and procrastination is subconscious this, subconscious that. And it's like, yeah, there's a lot of truth in what you're saying, but let's cut the bullshit, let's get to the point. And the point is, people procrastinate because they don't want to face the truth. They don't want to face rejection. They don't want to face the feeling that I'm not good enough. They don't want to confirm that. So by avoiding tasks, hobbies, goals, dreams, relationships, finances, responsibilities, you don't have to look at that right now, but you carry it. You know, you carry it in your soul. You can't get away from it. When I was doing a job that I didn't enjoy, I was procrastinating. I was procrastinating in the wrong job, in the wrong career. I knew deep down in my heart I had a gift to be a world level public speaker, and I knew I could make a lot more money, and I knew I could change millions of people's lives, but I was frightened to do it. Because in order to do it, I had to face myself. I had to face the fact that parts of me didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think I deserved it. I didn't feel attractive enough. I didn't feel smart enough. All the things that happened to me at school, all the bullying, all the shaming, all made me feel, aspects of me made me feel disgusting and not worthy, and I don't have a right. And I was frightened of criticism. I was so frightened of people criticizing me because I was afraid that it's going to bring up pain, it's going to bring up anxiety. It might even start triggering things like suicidal thoughts, depression, darkness, sadness, sorrow, loneliness. I was frightened of my own emotions, and I knew that if people push certain buttons, they would trigger, because those are the things that happened to me when I got bullied. So I was afraid of bullies. I was afraid of my own internal bully, and I was afraid of other people not liking me, criticizing me, shouting at me, laughing at me, heckling at me. All these things happened in my childhood, and they beat me into submission. They discouraged me. They weakened my spirit. They made me compromise my integrity by doing jobs that I didn't enjoy. I was overqualified. I could have done way better, and being in relationships that were not fruitful, they were not fulfilling, and I didn't want to be there, and neither did the other people that were in the relationships. They didn't want to be there with me either. It was fake. It was fake, it was built on lies, it was built on a lack of integrity, it wasn't honest. And I knew it deep down, and it used to break my heart every single night going to sleep. And that's why I suffered with panic attacks, because I was living as a coward, I was living as a loser. I weren't doing anything, I weren't going out, I had no girlfriend, I didn't try, didn't think I was good enough. I was too frightened of asking a woman out, because I was so afraid of re-experiencing feelings and emotions and memories and an identity of how I felt when I was younger, when a couple of girls turned me down. And my mind was so negative, it didn't want to remember really nice girls, nice people that were nice to me. And that's what happens to people. They get pessimistic, they get memory loss, they forget all the good things in their life, they have no gratitude. And when you've got no gratitude, you've got a shitty attitude. And that's where I started. And people used to say it to me and I didn't like it. Parents, good people, say, you know, you're a great guy, you're a good person. The teacher said to my mum on a school report, they said, how was your son? You know, he doesn't concentrate much, he's a bit disruptive, but he's got a very good heart, he's very caring, he's very loving. And I like that about myself. That was the only thing that I liked about myself, that I had a good heart and I was a caring person. But other than that, I had no discipline, I had no confidence, I had no backbone, I had no guts. I was a coward. I was living as a coward every single day in every aspect of my life. I didn't work hard, I didn't work smart. I settled for a life of mediocrity because I was frightened of more, because I didn't think I deserved it. I didn't think I could handle it. I didn't think I could handle the criticism of being in the arena and other people not liking me being confident. Because when I was younger, they didn't like it when I was like this. I got attacked for it, I got bullied, I got threatened. We're going to kill you, we're going to shoot you, we're going to stab you, we're going to rob you. I heard all those things, and that puts absolute abject terror into you if you're not strong-minded and strong-spirited, and you don't know how to be calm, have faith, and just go, I'm not frightened of it, or I'm frightened of it, I'm going to keep going. Do it. So this is what happens to people in their own different way. Your story is going to be a bit different to mine, but ultimately all our stories are the same. We all want the same things, men and women. We want love, we want respect, we want to feel good about ourselves. As David Goggins says, we want to be proud of the person that we see in the mirror. We don't want to look in the mirror and say, I hate that person, that's a horrible person, that's a disgusting person, that's a loser, that's a failure, that's a shame. That's how I used to feel. I don't feel like that anymore, thank God, because I've worked on my confidence. I work every single day on being the best person I can be. And you know what? It might be a surprise to some of you. Every single day it's difficult for me, the same as it is for my clients and you. But I like it, I've changed my mindset. Life has humbled me. God has humbled me several times in my life. And I'm guessing there's still more humbling. Of course there's more humbling to be done. I'm not perfect, but neither are you, none of us. And that's not an excuse. We hide in these things. I'm not perfect. I procrastinate. I can't focus. I should do more. Why don't you do more then? Why don't you do more then? Why don't you work on your career? Why are you putting it off? Because you're frightened. You're afraid of the truth. You're frightened of having to face all the things that I've said. You've been discouraged. You've been discouraged by negative thoughts, negative emotions, a lack of maturity, a lack of discipline, a lack of accountability, a lack of goals and dreams, and you care more about what other people think about you than you do yourself. Think about that for a second. How absurd is that? We're in our own body, and we're meant to appreciate the gift of life that God gives us, and we care more about what the next person thinks about us than we care about ourselves. That's why you're in the wrong job. That's why the finances ain't right. That's why relationships are not right. That's why your fitness is not right. That's why you don't like yourself. That's why you procrastinate. Because if you don't procrastinate, you have to face this. But you know what? That's my teaching. When you face this stuff, it's beautiful because things work out. And this is not just a selfish thing, because some people use that as an excuse. Anything to get out of it. Anything. Are selfish, are narcissistic. Everybody's narcissistic, especially today on social media, on everywhere. But I do believe there's a lot of good in people. Not to the extreme, there's different extremes. But do you understand what I mean? We hide by words because we don't want to do the work. Why don't you do this for other people then? Why don't you be kinder? Why don't you do it for homeless people? Why don't you do it for your parents? Why don't you do it for the next person? Why don't you be nicer to other people then? And people say things like money doesn't matter. Well, that's not entirely true, because you tell that to someone who's broken, poor and starving that money doesn't matter. Money matters in certain situations, but I don't worship money. I don't make money my God, because I believe this is bigger than money, what we're trying to achieve. And what we're trying to achieve is love, happiness, satisfaction, victory, being the best person that we can be, being the best mother, the best father, or the best son, or the best daughter, or the best teacher, or the best at what you do. And how can people settle for anything less than that? It's bizarre, I don't understand it. But I do get it. because I used to be like that. Because I cared more about what people thought about me around my area, people that I've never met in my life before, friends, even at times family, than I did about myself. I didn't listen to the God-given gift that God installed in me, and all the suffering and the pain that I went through eventually became a motivation. So everything negative becomes positive, but only if you take action on your goals and your dreams, and you work on your character and being a better person. My bigger motivation is not about me. It's about making a difference and doing what I'm doing now, sharing my story. I speak from experience, not textbooks. I speak from someone who started off with no education at school. I left school, I was told I was going to be a loser, I was going to be nothing. Struggled for many years, I had panic attacks, had social anxiety, had paranoia. At times I had suicidal thoughts. I was in a dark place, didn't know how to ask for help. I was frightened, I didn't trust people very easily. Luckily I had a good mum and dad growing up, good family, so it wasn't all negative, and there was a lot of good in my life. But when I was suffering, I didn't see it. My mind was too negative. I used to get tapped out by my mind and my emotions. Like I said in this short blurb that I read earlier in Starbucks, I would get discouraged by my fears and my anxieties, my lack of discipline, my lack of awareness, my lack of focus. Focusing always, what will they think about me? Look what they've done. The stories of the past that are not even, they don't exist no more. So entertaining the negative, until I got to a point where I said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it anymore. I was crying. I said, please God help me, don't leave me like this. I don't want to die like this. I don't want to die a failure. I've got no girlfriend. I've got no direction. I'm not happy. I've got nothing to look forward to. I dread going to sleep at night, and I'm terrified of waking up in the morning to the anxiety and the voices and the feeling that I'm a loser, that I've threw my whole life down the toilet, and I had so much potential. I had so much talent growing up. Runs in my family. I was good at art, I was good at English, I was a good speaker, I was charming, I was good at acting, I was good at sports. I had so much talent, but it got destroyed by criticism, bullying, threats, and it broke me down, and the shame kept me in a prison. And I said, please God help me. I don't want to be this person. I want to help other people. I want to get a girlfriend. I'm not asking for much, but I don't want this anymore. I can't do it anymore. It's going to kill me. And after praying to God, a message from Les Brown, I found a motivational talk from Les Brown, and I listened to his story, and I broke down in tears crying in my flat in Fulham Broadway. And I cried because the crying was a confirmation that I'm going to overcome this. I'm not having this anymore. I'm not being beaten by this fear, this anxiety, and these mental issues. I'm going to be successful. And whatever it takes, within reason. I'm not going to harm anybody. I want to be a good person, but I'm going to face the fear. I'm going to be committed. I'm going to start socializing. I'm not hiding in my flat anymore. I'm not avoiding eye contact. I'm not opting out. I'm not avoiding love. I'm not avoiding relationships. I'm not avoiding career. I can't do this to myself no more. I can't hate myself and treat myself like this anymore. It's an insult to the gift of life. So after listening to Les Brown and hearing what he went through, I trusted him. I could tell he's a good person. He said, you will fail your way to success. That freed me. My whole life I was afraid to fail because I got judged and I got laughed by school teachers, some school teachers, kids around my area. I got bullied, I got shamed, I just got literally humiliated. And I was so frightened of anything that would jeopardize my comfort, my so-called identity. I just wanted to keep the peace. Whatever it took, people pleasing, agreeing, yes sir, no sir, all that kind of stuff, when I didn't really agree inside, just to keep the peace away. Please don't hurt me, please don't harm me, don't criticize me, don't laugh at me, please don't look at me, I'm a frightened kid. That was a story inside. And when I listened to Les Brown and he said, you will fail your way to success, when he told his story about being adopted at birth, living on an abandoned building, not being qualified, the kids laughing at him at school saying, he's the dumb one, he's DT. And they said, what's DT? The teacher said, what's DT? He said, he's the dumb twin. He's got a smart twin, he's the dumb one. And the school teacher said to him, I want you to come up to the front of the board, Les, I want you to solve that equation. And Les Brown said, I can't do that, sir. And he said, why not? He said, I'm not part of your class. He said, do it anyhow. He said, I can't do it, sir, I'm dumb. And the teacher come up to him and he said to him, don't ever say that about yourself again. Don't ever say that about yourself again. Someone's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality. And that obviously broke Les Brown. It broke Les down in a good way. It breaks you down in the right way. It opens your heart up. And Les Brown started to go on this journey of working on himself. Then he was a disc jockey. And then he got his opportunity one day when one of the guys was drinking. They said, Les, we want you to come on air and take over, but just play some records and, don't speak. And he said, yes, sir. And he started to do his thing, and he had a gift. He had a gift to speak because he saved my life, he changed my life. That's the power of having a gift. So it's an insult. It's selfish and it's an insult when you don't go and become successful and you don't go and use the talents God's given you, because millions of people are losing out. So it's not a selfish thing. When people say that, it's because they're jealous. It's because they don't want you to be successful, because they're bitter that they didn't do it and they ain't got the guts to face their fear, and that's why they live a miserable, mediocre life. And if people want to do that, that's their choice, because I did that for the first 15 years. So I'm not judging anyone who does that, honestly. I'm not in a position to judge, but I'm going to speak the truth and say what the facts are, and they're the facts. And that's why I didn't do it 15 years, and that's why for a long time I used to be jealous of people that were successful and feel sorry for myself, say it's not fair, they get everything, I've got nothing. But I started to realise that's not the right attitude. That's why I was in defeat. And you've got to get the jealousy out, and you can only get the jealousy out by wanting to not be jealous, by increasing self-esteem, by having self-respect, by having self-love, by having faith, and by caring about people. I love what Teddy Atlas said, I agree with it. Really caring about someone is when you care about them more than yourself. That's when you really love someone, when you'd be willing to die for them and you care more about them than you. And when you've got that type of heart, nothing can stop you. No negative force can stop you. No critics are good. These critics made me speak like this. At the start, the critics broke me down when they bullied me on the council estate and at school. They destroyed me because they knew I had a gift. They built me up. And obviously, I don't hate them. I've forgiven them years ago. Most of them are nice people. We all go through things. I've made mistakes. At some point, everyone needs forgiveness. And I'm just a person as well. But I used it as motivation. In the earlier days, they broke me down. The bullies at school controlled my finances. They controlled my love life. I had no girlfriend for years. People would say to me, you know, you're a good looking guy. Have you got a girlfriend? No. I was so embarrassed. Oh, you're a good-looking guy. What do you do? Oh, no job. Job seekers allowance. I'm a frightened kid. I can't do nothing because the bullies have broken me down, and I didn't know how to fight back. I didn't know I had the strength until I started to realise, oh my goodness, my dad gave me so much courage growing up. There were moments of courage, but I forgot. I wasn't consistent. And that's what happens to a lot of people. That's why you're not focusing. You're afraid to be consistent. What does it mean to be consistent? It means to give everything. That's what it means. What does it mean to be focused? It means to face everything. The good, the bad, and the indifferent. And that's why people use these fancy words, procrastination, you know, all this kind of stuff. So discipline, all these words are the truth. Success is discipline. Success is integrity. Success is honesty. Success is truth. Success is not being perfect, making mistakes. Success is vulnerability. Success is working your arse off on days where you feel like it and days where you don't feel like it. Success is knocking on doors in your business and everyone's saying, not interested, too expensive, not interested, I'll get back to you, haven't got the money. Great, having a good attitude, and then you get the success. That's success. Success in relationships is heartache, disappointment, because of all of your issues, all of my issues, and all of their issues, until you get it right and stop working on it, and then you find love. That's success. Success is agony for periods, but when you succeed, it's victory. The pain that I went through growing up, all of it is worth it to feel what I feel now. That feeling of truth and victory, it's worth dying for. Because I was living dead for the first 15 years, pleading and begging for no one to hurt me or bully me or criticize me. No character weakness. Now I'm not worried about what they think. I'm actually excited. If they hate me, they hate me. I like me. So I'm not interested in what they think. I'm interested in helping the people that I meant to help and doing what I meant to do. I've got nothing to lose. I've got nothing to lose. I'm just grateful every day to be here. Because in 2017, after being successful and living a dream life, I had a mental breakdown, and it made me stronger. Again, coming back again with more of a passion. So you really got to be brave. Courage is the solution to all these problems, pretty much. The financial problems, the emotional problems, the challenges in relationships with family, with creativity, with moving, with planning, with feeling good about who you are, and of course, to give others. That should be the end goal, and most successful people got big hearts. They do that eventually. They start giving back. What else is there to do? If you've made money and you're successful and you've got confidence and social skills and good friends and good health, what else is there? Of course, give back. Giving back is the best feeling in the world. Now, it's one of the best feelings ever, to install confidence in people. That was my dream from a kid, because I knew what it felt to have confidence, and I knew how painful and hurtful it was to have no confidence and to feel broken down and to feel that you're not good enough. and having that feeling myself was great, and giving it to others is the best feeling in the world. That's my passion. So motivation leads to confidence. All these things, they're all great words, but they all equate really to the same thing, the true success. And I said to my client yesterday, who's so hard working on the 1-year program, business is everything. Business is life. Business is family. Business is finances, accounting, challenges, life, God, the universe, just everything. Because when you go towards it, you've got to face these things at some point. You can't keep running from the truth. You can't keep doing small talk, covering up the truth, unless you want to live that life, and that's totally your choice. But for those of you that are committed, for those of you that are more hungry to succeed than you're more afraid to fail, this message is for you. And those of you that don't like me, brilliant, fantastic. It's not the first time I've heard it. Appreciate you listening to me anyway. Whatever you're going to say, I still love you. Even if you hate me, I still love you. My faith teaches me that. So you can hate me, but I'm not going to hate you. I have no hate in my heart. And if I have any hate, I go to the gym and get it out, hit the punch bag. So there we go. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the guys bullying me because they lit a fire in me that wouldn't have been there. I would have been mediocre. I would have had a bad attitude because I did at times. I wouldn't have made the changes and looked at myself and said, what do I need to change? A hell of a lot. I'm still a work in progress. Yeah, just because I'm good looking doesn't mean I've got everything handled. So you've got to be passionate. And that's what Les Brown installed in me, in the passion in me. That's why I love successful men and women. I don't care about the money. I don't give a shit about the money. It's the heart, it's the character, it's what they overcome, it's who they are that I love. That's what I care about. That's what motivates me. The money's okay, and it's nice to have some money, but that's not what I care about. I don't care about followers, money. I care about the truth. I care about victory and the love and the connection with people and the relationship and the conversations. That's what I love. That's what makes me happy, honest conversations. Because for many years I weren't able to do it. The people around me couldn't do it. They're frightened to do it. Frightened of the intimacy. They feel ashamed. I understand. That's not how I want to live, and that's not how I choose to live my life. So that's what it takes. That's what it takes. And that's what my 1-year social anxiety program is going to teach you to do. And you guys need to stop being afraid. Stop caring about slipping up like I did earlier. It doesn't mean anything. Confidence is where you can pick it back up if you get awkward or you slip up. It doesn't make a difference. When you have the truth and you're honest and you work hard, people love you. Some won't like you. That's good. Because no one has a problem with you. No one didn't like me when I was on job seekers allowance. No one had a problem with me when I was in my flat, paranoid and broke, and I had no woman, and I had no confidence, and I had no impact. No one had a problem with me. Of course they didn't. Everybody started to have a problem when I, became a little bit better looking and made some money and got a nice girlfriend and started to change my attitude and be more of a positive person. A lot of people didn't like that. It's no surprise. No surprise. Being that I understand human psychology, being that I've been coaching for 11 years, and even before I coached, I was very sensitive with people and their movements and their feelings. I could pick up on it, and I know all of my followers can. So it's no surprise. No surprise. I know the bad in people, but I also know the goodness in people, and that's what gives you hope and keeps you going. And of course, people can change. God was patient with me, so it's the same for everyone. People can change, and that's part of my message. You can change. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed it, you did, and if you didn't, you didn't. I'm still good. If you liked it, great. If you want to work with me and do my coaching, great. If you don't want to work with me, it's all good, fine. I give all my stuff from my heart for free anyway. All right, so that's the message, and for everybody, it's that for anyone who wants to be better in life, not just overcoming social anxiety. This is anything you could apply this to. Work, life, all of it. All right, speak to you soon.